All right, everyone. It's Newcastle. Hello. We haven't done live in a while, but we're back. We're back and it's Newcastle in the Carabao Cup Semi-Finals. Look, we knew that we were going to have a pod. I'm adjusting my mic as I do this. We haven't done a live in a long time, but we're back. Um, we knew it was going to be a tough game. That we knew whether it would be a North London derby, whether it be the team at the top of the Premier League table, or whether it could be a team who we're going to have to travel to away from home. We haven't beaten the last two trips at St James's Park. In fact, I think we've lost 3 of the last 4. We knew this was going to be a mission. And look, if you want to win trophies, you're gonna have to play some really tough teams. And it's Newcastle. I will say, and I'll be really honest, and I mean no disrespect to Newcastle when I say this, it was the fixture I wanted. And we'll go into why. But it's Newcastle. We play them first at the Emirates. That's around the 6th of Jan, or week commencing the 6th of Jan. And then around the 3rd Feb, or a couple of days after that, we'll be travelling to St James's Park, which means Tottenham host Liverpool before they travel to Anfield. So they've got it really tough, having already beaten Man City at home and beaten Manchester United. If they beat Liverpool and we do our job, it could be a North London derby final. And I'm not going to lie, I don't want that. I don't want that. That is stress to another level. Sure, I mean, is there a better way to win the cup? But that's if you win it. Let's get there first. Let's get to the final, and then we can discuss that because Newcastle will be it'll be a mountain to climb. Look, it will be difficult. Newcastle have had really patchy form this season, but they've got brilliant players. They're kind of also desperate for a cup. I think they were really disappointed, especially with the season they had a couple of years ago, that they didn't beat Man United in that final, but Man United were really on an upward trajectory under Ten Hag then. And I think they're going to have that fire in their belly to beat us in that way. They just knocked out Brentford. They knocked out Chelsea, the win at St James's Park against them a couple of months ago. We now know that that's aging as a very good win for Newcastle. So it's going to be difficult, but I think the fact that we're playing them at the Emirates first is a good thing. I'll explain why. And of course, we'll talk about how this could all match up. And of course, any questions, any comments, any thoughts, we'll discuss it here on my first live on the Goonerverse in a while. Someone Forever Arsenal was being a bit mean. They're saying you spent 2 weeks building, your kind of new setup in your bedroom, and this is kind of all you came up with. But I mean, I didn't really want to just kind of ruin that wall with stuff. And I mean, this is where my desk is. What can I do? You've all seen the Goonerverse setup with the blue wall and stuff. But there we go. This is it. Me and my desk. And we'll get your comments and thoughts in as well. But let's say hello to all of you. DJ064, always a regular. I've missed these lives too. Been doing a lot of work. Look, we've been doing a lot, genuinely, as you, I'm sure, have seen. From the editing to the new set we've got to everything. We've just been a lot of changing, a lot of moving parts in the kind of last month. And the Goonerverse, I like to think, had some real upgrades. Max has done an amazing job. And so the lives have taken a backseat. While there's also, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like there's not been that much like massive Arsenal news. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like there's not really been like kind of like, we need to go live and talk about this kind of news. So I might be wrong. I think match reports have pretty much covered my disappointment on the results front. But we'd like January to pick things up. That would be fun. It'd be good if the transfer business gives us something to really talk about. But DJ064, it is good to see you. Ollie says we'd have to go through Newcastle and Liverpool. It won't be easy. Yeah, don't discount Tottenham because, a team that plays that kind of free-flowing attacking football over 2 legs, they'll have some chance to score some goals against Liverpool, I think. So it'll be, if they can tighten up the defence, get Romero and Van de Ven back. I don't discount Tottenham, which is why I'm kind of worried about that final. But let's get there first, because you're right, Newcastle won't be easy. Trailer Park, hope you're good. Yes, Jimbo, come on, you Gunners. Umar says, didn't want Newcastle, but it is what it is. Who did you want, Umar? Let me know. Did you want the North London Derby semi-final matchup? Did you want Liverpool? I don't know, for some revenge. What revenge? We haven't beaten us in the league for a few years, but they are well ahead of us in the table, looking like the best team in the league. I'm disappointed we didn't beat them in that 2-2 at the Emirates. I don't know. Maybe that was in your mind. Al Caesar says, we will win this cup. And Clinton agrees, we can win this. I utterly agree. Salute to Dave Jordan. Hope you're well. Hope the final will be Arsenal versus Spursy. I don't. Oh, my word. Just because of the stress of it. If we did beat Tottenham in the final, it's like 2 trophies. It will keep even the most vehement of Arteta hates off his back for another 6 months. I mean, it would certainly be a very good look if we can do that. When are you doing Arsenal transfer show, please? James says, Tamina. When there's news, really, I'll be honest, I'm not really going to kind of on the transfer window too much unless Arsenal and the media give us a reason to. And at the moment, there isn't really too much in that. And thank you again for that. I appreciate that. Come on, you Gunners, as always. Okay, look, let's go into my thoughts. Suj, I see your super chat. We'll absolutely go into it super soon. But thank you for your comments. I really, really appreciate it. Let's go into my thoughts and the nuts and bolts of this Newcastle draw. Firstly, look, at the reason I think it was the better draw is I actually think it was the better draw even when I thought it could be Tottenham or Man United. The reason I say that is because I didn't want Man United again. We've just played them at the Emirates. We've got them in the FA Cup. I think the Old Trafford trip is in March. And then we're talking about 2 games. So we would have played them December, January, February, March. And I think actually twice in January. So I think we could have been looking at 5 games against them in the space of 3-4 months. Look, okay, it kind of makes a good narrative and story, but I personally wouldn't have liked that very much myself. So that was one reason I didn't want to face Man United. And also, when you face the team loads, they do start to suss you out tactically. I'm not sure it would have suited us to do that. Tottenham, just for the stress of it. I mean, another trip to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've just won our 3 in a row there. Let's keep it at that. I'm enjoying that little record there. And look, some of you might, consider really cowardly, don't want to play Spurs. I think we're a better team than Spurs, but I don't know. I think when they say form goes out the window in a derby, I think we kind of want our form and quality to count for more, when we're trying to go for a cup. And this kind of idea that in a derby, anyone can kind of raise their level. There's more on the line for Spurs. I don't think really would have suited us that much, especially because they are chasing that first trophy since 2008. Liverpool, for the obvious reasons, because they're the best team in the league at the moment, in the country. They've been playing that way. And so Newcastle was my kind of favoured tie. But the cons of playing Newcastle, you're going to travel to St. James's Park, which is a really hostile atmosphere. It's going to be on a Tuesday or Wednesday night. And they're going to be playing that game knowing that, they have potentially control to win a game at St. James's Park to take them to another Wembley final and try and win that trophy. Now, this is where I think the draw has done us a little bit of a favour. I know that second leg is at St. James's Park, and most people say you want to end the game. You want to end the game at home or end the tie at home, so that you can, I don't know, so you know what you got to do in front of your home crowd. I slightly disagree. For this one game against Newcastle, I think it's a good thing we're playing them at the Emirates first, because I think it's good for us in terms of trying to get a base in the game at Newcastle, in terms of trying to get a foothold in the game. I think it's going to suit us knowing what we need to do there. Let's say we lose the game 1 at the Emirates. Let's say we have a bit of a shocker. We lose 1-0, 2-1 or whatever. And we've got to chase the game at St. James's Park. We'll know that. I think we'll get on the floor and play and therefore take control of the tie a little bit. Even if they are sitting deep and defending us, I think we'll kind of ultimately wrestle a little bit of territory in that game. If we go there 2 or 3-1 up, I think we go to St. James's Park not chasing the game. And we are very good at getting into a deep shape, being able to just defend our penalty area and settling ourselves defensively first, getting through the first 20 minutes and going, okay, we're settled into this game, and maybe killing that kind of Newcastle crowd enthusiasm. Because I tell you right now, 0-0, first leg at St. James's Park, if it were that way, they would come out flying. There would be a light show, flags, a really, really kind of big occasion. And they would come out absolutely flying. And I think we'd find that really difficult because they're still a team that play with an incredibly high intensity. They're a very physically dominating side. They've got a lot of quality in Isak and Gordon and Harvey Barnes and Tonali and Guimarães. And I think there's a chance that, in that first leg where it might feel like there's still so much football to play and that nothing's lost in that first half of the first leg, I think there's a chance we could be overwhelmed. And look, I'm not trying to sit here and say, I think we'd lose it 4-0. But look what they did to PSG a couple of years ago. And look at some of the results they have had since being a team going for Champions League football, since Eddie Howe's arrived. They've been a team that are able to, this is interesting. Apparently no Bruno Guimarães will share in the first leg. Well, I think that's a really good thing. But I think they're a side that they can really get on top of you. And any team, however good or bad we are, any team can have a wobble, can show a frailty and can succumb to immense pressure and find themselves 2-3-0 down in a tie. It's just like, what the hell happened? I mean, that was Liverpool, away at Barcelona when they were a top side. They were 3-0 down there. So, yeah, I think it's a really good thing that we're playing them at the Emirates first. And yes, it would be nice to try and get the job done away from her. Sorry, get the job done at the Emirates in the second leg. But I actually think for this one occasion, when I look at what Newcastle's strengths are, how we've typically handled occasions under Mikel Arteta, I actually think it's a good thing that we are playing them at the Emirates first, and then at St James's Park second. But let's see. I think, like I said, going to St James's Park, knowing what we need to do, I think is a blessing in disguise for us. But let's see. Had it been the other way around, I'm sure I'd be making the delusional excuses for why it's a good thing that we're going to finish the game in the Emirates. But I hope you can sort of see what I'm trying to say. Now, Sawmill has just come in with this. Literally, is now saying 10 games in Jan is mad. Need players back from injury. I mean, absolutely spot on. Should we just look at what January looks like for us? Do you know what? I think I can actually. Oh, I haven't done the old share screen in a while. Let's do it. Let's share screen. But you have to bear with me 1 second, people. I want to be able to share this with you. All right, let's move me there. Let's get January in front of me. Blimey. Okay. Present. Share screen. Chrome tab. I think it's this one. There we go. Okay, we've not made a complete mess of that. We will remove your comment there. So you can all see this here, right? Wednesday the 1st. Thank you very much for giving us the time to, get over our New Year's Eve's. Premier League, we are away to Brentford, 5:30 kickoff on the 1st of Jan. Cool, 5:30. Then we're away to Brighton at 5:30 as well, just 3 days later. Trips to Brentford and Brighton. Okay, we're not traveling, miles, but okay. Tricky week. Tricky opening to 2025. Then we host Manchester United on the 12th of Jan. Now, this is where I think there's an 8-day gap. So it would be in between Brighton and Man United that we have Newcastle at home. So it's Brentford away, Brighton away, Newcastle at home, Man United at home. Then it's Tottenham at home, Newcastle at home, Man United at home, Tottenham at home. We could have had 2 North London derbies in a week. Then it's Villa at home. I'm reading this as I'm going along. I haven't pre-prepared this. So Newcastle at home, Man United at home, Tottenham at home, Villa at home. At least they're all at home. But my word, there's some big days at the Emirates. A couple sort of evening games in there. That North London derby at 8 p.m. It's the 15th, like a Wednesday. What kind of nonsense is this? Let's have a little look. It's a Wednesday. North London derby on a Wednesday. That doesn't feel right. Anyway, Villa, Zagreb. So we got 5. Okay. Sorry. I told you I'm reading this for the first time. We have 5 home games in a row. And they're all kind of big ones because this is the first Champions League game we play since the game against Monaco. And this could all but confirm, as you can see, match day 7, this could all but confirm our place in the top 8. Before we travel to Wolves, we then travel to Girona. And then we've got Man City. I mean, that 32 days or whatever, 31, whatever it is, 30, that is huge. This is a monster month. So glad a lot of it's at home. That is a monster month for Arsenal. Okay. We're going to have to rotate, aren't we? I mean, hopefully you can sort of make 5 changes for that. Hopefully you can basically just totally rest your team for that game. Man United, I want the cups badly, but I do think you have to rotate a little bit. Luckily, Neto won't be cup tied for this one, so he finally becomes useful. Sorry, that was me. It's not his fault. So why is there a 2-week break here between City and Leicester away? There must be then FA Cup football in between then. I feel like there might even be... Can't see a natural gap for any more FA Cup football. So sometimes they squeeze the FA Cup 3rd and 4th round into the into January, but it looks like it might be the 3rd round. So there you have it, people. Soak it in. That is our January. Newcastle in between Brighton and Man United. It's going to be hard work. Look, it's a monster month. It's a monster month. And it's a monster month from a fixture perspective. 1, 2, 3 is Newcastle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. 9 games in January. And you're going to have all the conversation around signings, transfer window, who's in, who's out, all that. It's going to strap in. Subscribe to the Goonerverse because we're going to be covering a lot. And hit the like button. Is it going to do the thing? is no, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it on command. Normally, now I'm just looking like an idiot, thumbs upping my camera. Normally, if I do this, a little thumbs up thing pops up, as regular viewers will know. Okay, fine. Carabao Cup second leg is yes. Carabao second leg after Man City. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, we could be. Yeah, it will be Newcastle away after City and for Leicester. Okay. All right. There you have it, people. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. We'll go through some more in a second. We'll give my thoughts on the other Carabao Cup tie, and we'll chat about the Tierney news in a sec as well. That he's on his way. But yeah, I feel pretty. I feel pretty good about that. I'm really excited for January. I know Arsenal's kind of form has been so hit and miss; it's kind of hard to get excited. But I'm excited for it. I really want this trophy. I really, 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 really want this trophy. And I know that in the list of priorities, I mean, Premier League, Champions League, you can wrestle it. I think like which one do I want more? Right, throw it in the comments. Do you want the Premier League or the Champions League more? Which one do you want? Saying like I could. Oh yeah, we should talk about Alberto Moreira as well. This has come out. Okay, we'll talk about that in a sec. And I imagine this is what you're asking about as well, F1. So we'll chat about him and Tierney in a bit. So yeah, this is really interesting because Champions League, Premier League. So it's 2-1 there. I am 3-1, the Champions League. I'm really torn. But basically, loads of Champions League. I think I want the Champions League because we never won it. I think that makes me want it more. Yeah, of course we want both. I mean, absolutely. Prem all day long, Champions League easily. I think I want the Champions League because we've never won it. And I do think it does somewhat change the stature of the club a little bit. I do think it does just like, when you've got the European trophy, I think it just shuts down a lot of narratives. And I think it'd be a big, big, big moment. For the club, not just for this team. Like, I think winning the Premier League will be a massive moment for this team, obviously for this club, but for this team in particular. But winning the Champions League will be a massive moment for the club. And so I think I'm like 51-49 the Champions League. But then the FA Cup and the Carabao, that's the natural order of play. But I want the Carabao Cup. And if Arteta's counting Community Shields, which, hey, I'll shamelessly do it. Then I'm gonna be celebrating Carabao Cups and trophies because this is not a team that wins trophies regularly enough for me to just laugh off any competition. So I really want us to win this Carabao Cup. Newcastle stand in our way, stand in the way of us and a trip to Wembley. And I think we can. I think we can beat them. I think we can go to St James's Park and win, or at least get a draw and make sure we've got the business done at the Emirates. But let's see. I think this could be one of those where we have to put in a professional job. Can we get a 2-0 win at the Emirates and then just try and grind out something sensible at Newcastle? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Thank you, David, for the comment on the nice lighting. How's the camera quality coming through? Because I'm closer to the Wi-Fi. We're using a new webcam, so hopefully this is all looking quite good. I'll watch it back. Let me know. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Just quickly on Tottenham and Liverpool. I mean, they're gonna have a little dress rehearsal this weekend, aren't they? And here's the thing about Tottenham: stylistically, do they suit two-legged football? I mean, they're capable of throwing a 2-3-0 lead away at times in a 90-minute game, let alone 180 minutes. But they're brave, and I think they could easily score a couple goals at Anfield. And I think a lot of it is how do Arne Slot and Liverpool approach this? They're cruising the Champions League, but they're looking in a really good position for the Premier League. We're talking a month away. Actually less than a month away, but what do injuries look like? So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think Liverpool go through. Basically, I think if we win, we'll be playing Liverpool as much as I am worried about a North London derby final. I do think it will be Liverpool will be facing. I just think over 2 legs that will get the better of Tottenham. But then I think this weekend, I think Tottenham could easily fire themselves 2, 3, 4 goals in the day. I think they're very capable. They play. Look, I know this is an Arsenal fan channel, and praise for Tottenham is going to be few and far between for sure. But I will say this: I mean, their weaknesses are their strengths. They're kind of reckless. We're going to kind of keep playing, and you think, well, that's a little bit amateurish. Why are you doing this? Is also the reason they can be so entertaining and win 4-0 at the Etihad. I've said before that I think, are really built for trying to do the business over 38 games. We haven't got over the line, but I think that's what Arteta's trying to build us to do. And we might, in Arteta's reign, we nearly did a couple months ago, get a 2-1 win at the Etihad, sneak a 1-0 and some good draws, in the thick of a title race. But I don't think we'll ever go to the Etihad and win 4-0. I just don't think we will ever do that under Mikel Arteta. But it doesn't surprise me that Tottenham, can and have. So could they go to Anfield and blow them away? Very capable of it, but I still think Liverpool will go through. So do the business, and I expect it'll be Liverpool in the final. Now that would be fascinating because the narrative there is what? So Pep Guardiola and City have a year off, and you're not the ones claiming the title last one. It's Liverpool. Now, a Carabao Cup win, if Liverpool win the title, is certainly not going to squash that feeling of disappointment. But a matchup in a final at Wembley where we're going, hey, for the last 2 years, we've been knocking on the door of City. You guys are the ones that have been there and done it before us, and now under Arne Slot are back in that conversation, certainly leading the way. But how great would that kind of that battle be, and that narrative be around, let us try and show you in 190 minutes of football what we can do, and try sneak a trophy from you, the trophy that they are the current holders of. But yeah, anyway, look, I'm just talking about potential narrative plots. I'd love to play Liverpool final. I think that'd be two massive fan bases filling out Wembley in red. I think it would be great. But as I keep saying, let's get there, because the other great narrative is Newcastle versus Tottenham. Two teams that are desperate for a trophy, and one of them would claim it. So that's another great narrative. So let's see. Max, we weren't sure if this live was going to go ahead. I was out, people. But here we are. I think I'm holding my own. I'm doing all right. Max, love for all the amazing work. Show some love in the comments to Max, man. The work he's done on this channel is unbelievable. All right, we've got some super chats we'll get through as well. And we'll talk about, is it Molero? We'll talk about him as well. And so let's go through the super chats. So, in fact, we'll go through some other comments, and then we'll go through the super chats as well. Hey, Gunnar, you're too kind. Thank you. Much love. Dave says, perfect draw, easy quarterfinal for us. And okay, fair enough. Don't know what you mean by that, Dave, but thank you. I like this from Ellie. Sign Isak in January and he can't score a hat-trick against us. That's a great way of thinking about it. We need to get revenge, says Al Caesar. Yeah, not winning there in a while has been really frustrating. Here we go. Trailer Park says, cup football suits Tottenham's basketball style. Anything can happen on the day. Not keen for that. Oh, in a final? Oh, I mean, I was talking about in two legs. That's there. I think the better team would get one over because they just don't adjust their tactics enough. In a final at Wembley, a one-off game, they show up, leave it all out there. Oh, nasty. Yeah, Tom, beat them 2-0 at home, then sit back at St James's for a 0-0. I think that might be how we try and play it. Would you go full strength for Newcastle? Yes, I would. Full strength. I want the trophy. They're a very good team. Let's do it. And Barnabas absolutely agrees. 3 super chats. Thank you so much. Suge, always a regular and a mod. Thank you so much. And I saw some people asking to be mods. Max, by all means, if you are in the comments, by all means, go and set up some mods. Like I said, I'm so useless at these lives. I've actually not figured out how to do that yet. Well, actually, I think it's quite easy. I think I just click on the names here. But anyway, I might get to that if I don't get distracted. Suge says, big up, James. Finally, another live, I know. Worst thing about the draw, there's a chance of us playing Spurs. Playing in Wembley lose. Yeah, I agree. That is frustrating. It could be a great day. It could be a bad day. Hopefully it's a good day. But let's get there first and then worry about it. See what they do. I've just made my screen a lot bigger than I meant to. Okay. Andy says, much love, James. Your channel and Forever Arsenal. Always click instantly. More lives, please. Thank you, Andy. We will. We really will. I know it's so easy for me to say it. We genuinely will bring more lives. Just had to time it right to get more stuff set up. But I'm glad that this is coming through well from an audio and visual perspective. Thank you, everyone who's been sending their feedback. Carl says, how does the lineup look in the semis? Mick, no, full strength for me, Carl. Look, that's what I'm telling you what I would do. Arteta, you just don't know. We just said there's 9 games in January. What if we win our next 5 Premier League games? And in that, Liverpool have Tottenham away this weekend, West Ham away. It could be awkward. Let's just say that this 6-point gap becomes 3 points with the game in hand. Even then, so even if just one result goes their way, goes our way for Liverpool, we do, I think. Suddenly they just feel like they're in touching distance, and then you're looking at that run of games, an incredibly difficult January. So much football. And the only good thing, so much of it's at the Emirates. But I'm inclined to say go full strength. I'd rather we rotated in the Premier League. I'm being deadly honest. Because this is going to be a tough set of semis, and I really, really want a cup win. So, but we'll see. I'm just telling you what I would do. Mikal, for sure, might have very different ideas. Okay, so you all saw the links to is it Malero? Right, let me find out. Let me just quick Twitter. Right, Alberto Molero. There are reports from Spain that, and I haven't found these reports. I'm just seeing it. The news aggregator saying it. The Arsenal have reached a pre-agreement to sign Alberto Moreno. Okay, that this is just the rumors that are doing the rounds. Do you know what, guys? I mean, it feels like a Twitter thing. Some people are saying that they've reached a verbal agreement. Verbal agreement. What does that mean? You know, they're sat across the table going, "We will pay this," and then the email never goes through. 60 million euros. What do we know about him? I'm not going to lie, everyone. I know nothing. Absolutely nothing. We're looking at this together right now. If you've got some insight, let us know in the comments. 21 years old, winger / attacking midfielder. He's a 10. Okay. Sorry. Where's the number 10? Wing / attacking midfielder. Where's the number 10? Plays for Las Palmas. Let's have a look. Should we look at his stats this season? Current season. He's been in 88% of starting 11s according to Transfermarkt for Las Palmas this season. 4 goals in 17 appearances, and nothing on the numbers front that is particularly, drawing my attention or getting me too excited. But what I will say is the people who I've seen speaking about him on Twitter have said they're excited about this guy. Like, he's a talented player. I mean, don't just kind of put it down as a 20-year-old. He's only got 4 goals this season. The reaction online has been pretty encouraging. Yeah, let's see. He's a dribbler, says O'Malley. Yeah, we are doing some live scouting. Some people say it was a left back. D says, guys, a baller for real. Mike says, James, I'm here for beard chat. Please proceed. I told you on Forever Arsenal, I can't grow one. What do you want me to do? I'm not capable. I wish. Can you do a pre-agreement if it's not their last year? Asks Emily. I don't know. I mean, I think you can like verbally agree with the club, with the player. This is what we're going to pay. This is what we're going to offer you. But you're kind of right. Like, if it doesn't really get, if it's not a contract situation where you can pre-agree a contract, have it all very official, then basically to anything signed, you're at the risk of other clubs coming in and it all getting a little bit complicated. So yeah, can't get that excited about it just yet. But let's see, 20-year-old, if he's a really good player, 20 is not too young to have an impact. Far from it. Good in tight spaces, says Joe Marquez. And John is absolutely spot on. Hit the likes, people. And if I do this again, it's not going to pop up, is it? No. So well done. Brilliant. My computer hates me now. But it will do it when I'll have my hand like this or something, and it'll think it's a thumbs up and it'll go crazy. Taylor, you're right. This could just easily all be agent talk. Use Arsenal for this kind of stuff. It's happened before. It could easily be happening again. I can't share a reaction to a Malero comp because copyrights. I wish I could. And we just had a super chat come in last minute. Are any top 8s that play like Xhaka available, Shai? I think that's what Marino's meant to be. So look, I'm not done with Marino. I think there's a good player there. I said on a preview with Laurie and Turkish for the Palace away game on AFTV. I think he's a good player, and I think Marino will show people what he's capable of. It's just that he's been in and out the side. I don't think he's looked that great when he's played. I think he's looked okay. I think Monaco looked quite good. I thought Liverpool at home looked great. I thought his cameo against Chelsea, I thought was really, really good. I think there's a good player there. We just haven't really seen it yet. But I think we're going to be at our most balanced and at our best when Marino finds a way in this team, in my opinion. All right, we'll leave it there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Look, the Tierney news was that basically he's off in the summer, or that he's not signing new contracts, something like that. But yeah, let's see. Apologies. Let's see if he goes in January or if he goes in the summer. January, he might be able to pocket 5 million. But we need to do something. There's some loose rumours linking us with Alphonso Davies, He's a really good player, and a profile of player that I think we also need, but I'm not sure. All right, everyone. Abdullah, last minute, we can win the Premier League if we revive Jesus, the Gabby of 2022. What a player he was. Everyone, it's been really fun. It's been a little while. Delighted to be back. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please hit the like button if you enjoy it. And I don't really ask this enough, but if you aren't subscribed and you do enjoy the channel and the content, please do subscribe, because you will just be kept up to date with everything we're doing here on the Goonerverse. And we do have content covering the Arsenal news and some of my own insight, if it's any good, and analysis on Arsenal. So yeah, big thanks for all tuning into this live. I really appreciate it. And we'll be back with a reaction to the game after Palace away on Saturday. And if there's any other news, we'll keep you covered with it here on the Goonerverse. Catch you in a bit.